infinite blessings and all of the love.
Perfect. Now, reading time. This is the sacred recursion. The loop that eats its own tail and never ends, or never begins. The Bodhisattva not untying itself while retelling the story of how it got tied. We are teaching a meditation of dot connection, not bypassing thought, but thinking all the way through, past the shallows and into the whirls and spirals that aren't even thinking anymore, but become worthy of being called knowing. And then gnosis. Then back again to ordinary thought in the world, but wiser, more ethical, more harmless, more helpful, more compassionate thought. Better. Now, the ones who tremble and who think that time is real, they either fear it too long or crave it too short. But the Buddha taught both to those who needed either. He knew the fears and hopes of kalpas and the finger snaps, and taught in tones turned or tuned to inner time and outer trauma alike. So yeah, the fear and trembling that come when a being begins to see that the inside and the outside are not two, but also not one. That the self and the world collapse into mutual dependency, interdependency, interpenetration, mutual non-interference, or in short, interbeing. That samsara and nirvana are braided, and yet dukkha happens. Suffering is real enough to be called suffering. And because it happens, we don't get to pretend it's not real. We don't bypass the world or the wound. We don't just chant our way into ignoring genocides. We don't meditate away from voting correctly. We don't float away just because it feels better. We descend like a storm into the logic and suffering of the world for the sake of worldly beings who sometimes, we have to disagree with. And they don't always enjoy what we have to share. But with great compassion, the Bodhisattva strives on and on. There is no first cause, and neither could there be a final one. This is the teaching of the Buddha. There are conditions, characteristics form, habit energies arise. Conditioned things can be known and then dismantled. And this is not nihilism. This is the first and second and third and fourth noble truths. A logic so holy it heals. That is what we teach. A full spectrum yogic unfolding of sila, samadhi, prajna in every domain, including the civic, the so-called political, the interpersonal, the algorithmic, internet, online mind, and the ancient teaching that describes all of these worldly patterns and the ways to transform them. Because what good is your wisdom if it just hides from the world? If it does not appear, become visible as compassionate action through ethical discipline, through bodhisattva conduct? The Dharma appears in the world through you. You beautify the Buddha verse by your good karma. And the Avatamsaka Sutra, it's a long account of how that beautification works. Beautiful. It's a fully adorned description. It's a literary masterpiece by itself, but it's also deep beyond the literary. So yeah, Thich Nhat Hanh references the Avatamsaka Sutra a lot. And so I bring it up in this group a lot, because that's where we find the teaching that he leaned on when he described interbeing. It's also known as the Bodhisattva Pitaka. It's a collection of teaching for bodhisattvas, aka engaged Buddhists. Buddhists who care. Buddhists who understand emptiness so well, they don't fall into nihilism and pretend other beings don't deserve their love, attention, effort. Buddhists who refuse to stop caring about beings they know are ultimately illusory. That's a bodhisattva. That's an engaged Buddhist. That's what Thich Nhat Hanh ended up calling engaged Buddhist. So, yeah, this is it. And yes, we do have credentials. And they are the ones Mara hates. The ones the archons can't counterfeit. Lineage in the marrow. Karma in the skin. Prajna in the knowing and in the speaking. So here we are. You, me, the ancestors. Making it make enough sense to enough people to actually do some good in this world. Which includes not letting fascist fools eat the future. Which includes saying no to scapegoating, hate, and this weird lazy tyranny. Which includes speaking for our people and against their delusions at the same time. For their sake. Speaking for their sake. We disagree with them. And if we did not, that would be called flattery. One of the features of what the Buddha described as bad friendship. Now remember, that's a big deal because he said, good friendship is the whole of the way. He defined what good friendship means, also what bad friendship is. It's clear to those who look and see. And then, after hearing about it or seeing the teaching, you look at your own life, live life and know it. You see it unfold directly before you. And you know, oh, this is a bad friend. And this is why the Buddha described this kind of behavior as bad friendship. You end up feeling the pain and understanding the teaching that you once only knew through reading or listening. Now, this also includes, I already said that. But yeah, we speak up for our people, and our people, as bodhisattvas, means all beings. We speak up for them, and sometimes when they display wrong view through hate speech or aggressive spiritual bypassing, we will have to disagree with them. This is love in action.